When you've been a priest for as long as I have, a little over 3 years, you run into a lot of different types of people. And I think especially that's true in the confessional. You find a lot of people who are struggling in their faith, people who are struggling in their sins, and they need a lot of counsel, they need help, and I try to provide what I can. But uh, especially it's common, I find, for me to find people who are searching and really they can be dejected and without hope because of their sinfulness. Perhaps they've done something that's really bad and they feel terrible about it. And I know that that's something we've probably all felt at some time in our lives, and or sometimes it's a repeated sin that they don't feel like worthy of forgiveness again from God for this same thing. And I know that feeling as well. And so I find that my position there is to act as the father, to be the father's heart for them and say, God doesn't want you to stay in your shame and your guilt. He wants you to be picked up. He wants to pick you up. He wants to tell you how much you matter to him and that you are loved by him. I think there's an eternal refrain from God that says something like this, that you are loved, you can be forgiven, and I want you to be with me forever. Our first reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah says something similar to this, where he says, God says to the people of Sodom and Gomorrah, these people who are so, they're full of sin, and he says to them, come, let us set things right. I love that refrain for this time of Lent. Come, let us set things right. This is the time to do it. Let us, now though your sins might be as red, as crimson red, they'll be white as snow. Though they might be like scarlet, they'll be white as wool. This is what God's desire is for all of us, is to be reconciled to him, that he might gather us into his arms and let us know how much he cares for us. I think that that's so beautifully shown in the way that he shows us his mercy. Let us come to the Lord asking for forgiveness, and he will never tire of forgiving his beloved children, because that is who he is. He is mercy itself.